For Native American tribes, winter presented an extraordinary challenge that demanded both physical resilience and intellectual ingenuity. With limited resources and the harsh realities of freezing temperatures, these communities relied on a profound understanding of their natural environment, innovative food systems, and a deeply rooted cultural respect for nature. The survival of these tribes through centuries of brutal winters is a testament to their adaptability, resourcefulness, and ability to thrive in balance with the land. The survival strategies of Native Americans were as diverse as the environments they inhabited. From the icy Arctic to the fertile eastern woodlands, and from the Great Plains to the arid Southwest, every tribe developed unique methods tailored to their specific climates and resources. In the Arctic and subarctic, temperatures often dropped below freezing for much of the year, and snow covered the ground, making agriculture impossible. The Inuit and Yupik peoples depended almost entirely on hunting and fishing. Marine mammals such as seals and whales provided not only food, but also essential fats for energy and warmth. Caribou and polar bears were also hunted, with every part of the animal utilized for food, clothing, and tools. Preservation methods such as freezing and fermenting meat in underground ice cellars ensured food supplies lasted throughout the harshest months. In the temperate forests of the eastern woodlands, tribes like the Iroquois, Algonquin, and Powhatan enjoyed access to a rich variety of natural resources. Their survival strategies combined hunting, fishing, and agriculture. The cultivation of the three sisters corn, beans, and squash played a pivotal role. These crops were grown together in a symbiotic manner. Corn provided a structure for beans to climb. Beans enriched the soil with nitrogen, and squash spread across the ground, suppressing weeds and retaining moisture. Once harvested, these crops were dried and stored in granaries, providing sustenance throughout the winter. On the expansive Great Plains, winters were severe, and resources could be scarce. The Lakota, Cheyenne, and Blackfoot tribes relied heavily on bison for survival. Communal bison hunts in the fall allowed tribes to stockpile meat, which was then dried or smoked for preservation. The hides were used for clothing and shelter, while bones were crafted into tools and weapons. Pemmican, a high-energy mixture of dried bison meat, rendered fat, and berries, became a crucial food source for long winters and journeys. In the arid Southwest, where winters, though milder, could still be challenging, tribes such as the Pueblo, Navajo, and Hopi adapted by mastering irrigation and dry farming techniques. They cultivated drought-resistant crops like corn, beans, and squash, which were carefully harvested, dried, and stored in underground granaries. These tribes also relied on wild foraged foods, including pinon nuts, cactus fruits, and wild herbs and small game such as rabbits for additional sustenance. For all Native American tribes, summer and fall were critical periods for gathering and storing food. Tribes worked tirelessly during these seasons, hunting, fishing, and harvesting crops to prepare for the leaner months ahead. Communal hunting expeditions often brought together entire communities, ensuring that food supplies would be sufficient to support everyone through the winter. Fish, game meat, and plant-based foods were dried, smoked, or fermented to extend their shelf life. Sophisticated storage methods were developed to protect food from spoilage and pests. Underground pits and caches were commonly used, taking advantage of the Earth's natural insulation to keep food cool and dry. Granaries, built from materials like woven grasses and mud, provided secure storage for crops like corn, beans, and squash. These storage systems were often communal, emphasizing the collective responsibility of ensuring the tribe's survival. Large game animals such as bison, elk, and caribou provided the cornerstone of many tribes' diets. Plains tribes, like the Lakota, organized large-scale bison hunts, employing complex strategies to herd animals into traps or ravines. These hunts were accompanied by ceremonies to honor the spirits of the animals. In mountainous regions, elk and caribou were hunted using bows, spears, and traps. In forested areas and along coasts, smaller game such as deer, rabbits, squirrels, and birds were hunted year-round. Coastal tribes, such as the Chinook, relied heavily on fishing. Salmon and other fish were smoked or dried in vast quantities, ensuring a steady supply of food during winter. Ice fishing techniques, where holes were carved into frozen lakes and rivers, allowed inland tribes to catch fish even in the depths of winter. Tribes were adept at identifying and harvesting edible plants, which provided essential nutrients to complement meat-heavy diets. Berries, nuts, seeds, and root vegetables were foraged and stored. Wild potatoes and camas, for example, were dug up in the fall and stored in underground pits. These foods were not only nutritious, but also easy to store and transport. Meat and fish were dried or smoked to remove moisture and prevent spoilage. Smoking added a layer of antibacterial protection, while drying made the food lightweight and easy to store. Strips of meat and fish were often hung on racks above fires or laid out under the sun. Pemmican was a highly nutritious and portable food that combined dried meat with rendered fat and berries. This energy-dense food could last for months without spoiling, making it indispensable for tribes in regions with long, harsh winters or for those who followed nomadic lifestyles. Fermentation was used to preserve fish and meat in colder regions. The Inuit, for instance, buried fish and seal meat in the permafrost to ferment, creating a long-lasting food source. Pickling, using salt and herbs, was another method employed to preserve vegetables and enhance their flavor. For Native American tribes, food was far more than a means of survival. It was deeply woven into their spiritual beliefs and cultural traditions. Many tribes regarded the land, animals, and plants as sacred gifts, practicing rituals of gratitude and respect. Hunting expeditions were often preceded and followed by ceremonies to honor the spirits of the animals and express gratitude for their sacrifice. Harvest festivals celebrated the bounty of the land and reinforced communal bonds. During the winter months, tribes gathered around fires to share food and stories. These gatherings strengthened community ties and passed down valuable knowledge, including survival techniques, cultural traditions, and spiritual beliefs. The ability of Native American tribes to survive and thrive through harsh winters speaks to their extraordinary ingenuity and adaptability. By leveraging their profound environmental knowledge, innovative food systems, and cooperative spirit, they managed to endure conditions that would challenge even modern societies. Their practices offer timeless lessons in sustainability, community, and the art of living in harmony with nature. Through their legacy, we are reminded of the importance of respect for the natural world and the power of human creativity in the face of adversity. Their survival strategies remain a testament to the enduring strength and wisdom of indigenous cultures, inspiring future generations to appreciate and learn from their extraordinary resilience. This detailed account serves not only to honor their ingenuity, but also to shed light on the depth of knowledge these communities possessed, knowledge that allowed them to turn the challenges of winter into opportunities for unity, innovation, and growth.